All right, the bees are going nuts today, and today is going to be kind of a first peek in there since I de-winterized them. This is Western Washington, and we have had nothing but lousy weather since that day. I mean, day after day after day of rain. And today we're supposed to have 70 and sunny, and the bees are out flying. Things are going nuts. With the double queen hive, I've been able to lift the windows and just kind of check in them, a little benefit to the hive. And one side looks like it's really blowing up, and the other side, not so much. I've done little things since I've talked to you guys last, and I'll go over those along the way as we go. But today, I don't know, we'll look and see if we need to do anything major other than just look in on them. But I'm curious to see what's going on in there. It's been a long time. It's possibly possible that I could have to do some swarm control today. I don't know. But I'll keep you guys informed and come along with me on the way. Okay, I'm going to go into the double queen first and take a look at that. It's spring. The two hives in the double queen, those are both of a Saskatraz breed. I got the splits, oh God, let me see. I got the nukes, I think it was, last year, and those queens are doing good. The one on the end, that's always been kind of spicy, and I'll probably glove up when I go in there anyway, just because they're just plain mean, and I don't enjoy getting stung, but we'll see how it goes. All right, let's go see what we got. All right, got my hive tool. Got my smoke. All right, let's go in and see what we got. Okay, it looks like most of the pollen patty I put in there is long since gone. We'll clean off what's left of that. Alright, see what's going on. I got my quiet box beside me. Okay, not as busy as I thought it was. Through the window, I thought this thing was going to be full to the brim. But it doesn't even look like she's made it this far down. Yeah, so 3 frames in and no eggs yet. Okay, there's some eggs and larvae. Fresh eggs. Alright, took us 3 frames to get to it. Let's see what else we got going on in here. Okay, brood, hatching brood. Yeah, so I know I got a queen in there that's doing her job. I might look at just one more frame. Yeah, there's all kinds of pollen sacs, bees with pollen sacs in here. I don't see a lot of food resources. That gives me concern. A while back, I put on pollen patties. That's not needed anymore. Okay. There's my queen right there. I don't know if you guys can see her. And I put on a feeder up here on top that is mostly went ignored. So she's kind of ignoring the back half of this frame, or this hive. And that's okay. Like I said, it's been really crappy weather. And so there's, you know, you just gotta let the bees do what they can do. Okay, right off the bat, it doesn't look like they've really gone off the pollen patty I put in here at all. So with that being said, I'm going to remove that. At this stage of the game, they're getting plenty of pollen all over the place out there. Okay. Same thing, nothing on the end. That's my first sting of the season. Okay, they are filling in some honey here. Boy, I'm sure not seeing any. Okay, I see my queen on the next frame. Always look at your next frame when you're moving through them, because when you pull that out, that's when they bolt. Okay, where'd you go? Oh, come on, girl, I just saw you. Oh, there she is, right there. Okay, so the queen's on this frame. There's some brood on this frame. There's some hatch brood. I see eggs. I see larvae. More eggs and larvae. Okay, she's not exactly doing what I would call a bang-up job. Okay, more eggs and larvae. Yeah, this thing's covered with eggs and larvae. So I don't know, maybe she's just getting warmed up. Yeah, she's just not really doing a real bang-up job. I'm going to give it up until my next inspection with this hive. And if nothing changes, I'm going to think about replacing her. Just a little note, I want to mention any new beekeepers out there. Okay, right off the bat, I got stung on this finger right here. I took my hive tool, and that's what you need, just kind of an edge to scrape. Don't try to pull it out because there's still a venom sac attached to it. But yeah, you just give it a scrape, make it go away. Bees are conditioned to go after wherever someone's stung. And so they leave behind pheromones, and the rest of the bees know that's the target. And so I immediately smoked my finger to remove any of that scent, pheromones, if you will. And anyway, just wanted to cover that real quick. I've got feeders up here, and on the last one, it At this point, it doesn't look like they're using it, so I'm going to take them off. I was thinking, you know, just by watching population on that one through the window, that I might have to do a split, but obviously that was misleading. So let's go into the old style hive. The pollen patty I put on top of this one, they have completely wore out. This one, I haven't done this like since my first or second year, I can't remember now. But this one I'm working as a double brood. I just fell in love with working the single brood boxes. If there's a problem that you got to find, you're not going through 20 frames, you're only going through 10. This one, though, I have alternative purposes for, and I'm going to try to split this one twice and make two new hives out of it over the summer. That's called Plan A. And if you've watched this channel enough, you know that usually when all is done and said, I'm on Plan G or F. When all is done and said. I've had people comment too when I do these hives, you know, get off your lazy butt. You don't need to be sitting down when you're doing bees. I'm 63 years old with a bad back. I need to be sitting down when I'm doing my bees. And that's the reason that I got that hive over there, because it is specifically designed to be a sitting hive. It looks like they're tucking some food stores up here. I like the smell of that. Oh my goodness, she's been laying hard up here on top. Yeah, this one I've got all kinds of eggs and larvae. Yep, same thing on this side. Yeah, she's pushing hard. Up here anyway. Yeah, this is what I was hoping for from the other hives. And this queen, she is a mutt queen. This hive swarmed on me last year, and I opted out to do nothing with it, just let them work it out. And darn if they didn't go make a queen, and she has just been a banging queen. Yeah, I got a lot more brood and larvae on this side. I see some food stores. You know, I had a fella tell me one time, and he's a professional commercial beekeeper, that try to make a queen with less than 10 hives, they don't get mated properly because of the lack of drones around. Okay, it looks like we're at the end of her laying area in this upper box. Yeah. Okay, so she's still got a lot of room to lay up here. I remember my first year beekeeping, I probably would have went through every hive in this box twice, just because I was so nervous about seeing everything. And sometimes you just don't need to see everything. All you need to see is sign. You know, I've got a bunch of eggs and larvae up here, and that's okay. I'm gonna go down and check underneath. Because if she's, you know, got eggs and larvae up here, that's great. But if downstairs is completely full, well, then we've got an issue we need to tend to. I don't think it's gonna be. Just looking at the bee population up on top. Okay, that's old pollen patty. You know what, girls? I'll just leave it to you. Okay, I was worried about having to possibly split this hive, but I've got 3 frames right off the bat that have hardly been touched. Larvae in all stages. Drone brood. Worker bee brood. All the bees look really healthy. Thus far in any of the hives, I haven't seen any wing problem or any kind of odor or anything that would suggest that I've got an unhealthy hive anywhere. So for that, I'm grateful. Okay, well, I'm at the end of her laying area. And I didn't see the queen. But again, like I said, it's all about not necessarily seeing her. All you got to see is signs that she's in there and doing her job. This is one of my favorite kinds of hive inspections. Everything looks good. They're just not growing the way I thought they would, and that doesn't mean they're not growing the way they should. It just means I didn't really know what to expect. That's the end of that. And when I say things in this video like they should be doing more, or I think they should be doing more, that's exactly what I mean with I think. This is my 5th year beekeeping, and this is the first year that I've had 3 hives make it all the way through winter. Usually I have like 1 hive, and I'm waiting for 1 or 2 nukes to come from a bee supplier. And I didn't have to do that this year. When you do that, you usually don't start your bee season until around the middle of April, maybe a little bit earlier, maybe a little bit later. And so it is only mid-March, and so I'm not really sure what I should be expecting of my bees right now. I think they're doing good because they're all doing about the same. As a new beekeeper, that's something that's kind of important, is never run just 1 hive, because you got nothing to compare it to. At least now 3 of them I can say, okay, this one's doing better than this one's doing better than this one. I got an A and a B. With just 1, you look at it, it may be a sorry hive, and the queen is underperforming, but you'd never know because you got nothing to compare it to. Wow, these girls found me. Anyway, if you like this channel, be sure and hit the like button. Hit the the bell if you want to know when I come out with new videos. I promise to step it up, and be sure and subscribe to the channel. These bees are after me now. But anyway, they found me. Bye.